So this, my dear friends, is the very last section of the Sermon on the Mount from Jesus' mighty teaching, all 100 verses, and we've covered it line by line. What has taken us 14 months as a spiritual community to digest and try on for size. In my opinion, he sums up all 100 verses of this critical teaching with a simple yet very straightforward concept. Rock versus sand. Truth versus non-truth. The immaterial realm versus the material realm. The permanent, without change, everlasting versus the transient, ever-changing law and principle versus no law, no principle. The dependable versus the, yeah, well, it may work. He makes the point, if you live a life based on the principles that he has shared through the Sermon on the Mount, what some call his most critical teaching, what has now taken us, again, 14 months, my goodness. And in fact, we could spend the next 100 years, any one of us, trying on any one of these principles, any one of these spiritual laws. It's the same thing, right? A law, a principle. Adapting it to our life. Making the transition, as we did in the meditation, from understanding it in the head and really getting it in the heart, in the soul, and being able to apply it. It's a much different thing, right? It's a much different thing. And nevertheless, if you live a principle-based life, adhering to these suggestions, you will have nothing short of an absolute divine love affair with life. Protection, direction, purpose, meaning, richness, abundance, joy, wisdom, zeal, enthusiasm, reliance, sure-footedness, a community, peace, and all else from the realm of heaven consciousness, all else from God. And notice what he says in verse 25 here, lest we get confused about what to expect from deciding to take this challenge on and living through the principles of the Sermon on the Mount, one or all or more. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on the house, and it did not fall because it had been founded on rock. Will life be problem-free if we decide to live a principle-based life? No. No. The human life, folks, is the human life. There will be rent to pay still. There will be personalities to deal with and put up with, as they put up with yours and mine. The ramifications of the choices of all people, whatever they may be, as we all fumble on our own way towards spiritual evolution and unfoldment. But the house did not fall. We will walk through it and not fall through because we stand on rock. And the rock, as we said before, can be interpreted as universal truth, divine law, principle, cause, and all the other facets of divine intelligence, the Creator. God, all words for God. And is it that simple? Could it be? We know God, and we have trials and troubles, but we navigate them all successfully? Well, in some cases maybe, but it's been my experience that the process goes something like this. We must first understand the law and how it works. Jesus just explained that to us. But he explained it. And again, there's a difference between the head knowledge, reading the book. Read the book. I'm such a ferocious reader. I read as much as I can get my hands on. But more important than this, it's understanding it, making it our own, and then applying it. Right? We might be week one, we get this concept from the Sermon on the Mount, and we start to apply it, and midweek something happens. The volume of that something is a little bit higher than what it was before, and what happens? We go back to the safety net. Let me call 100 people and ask them what they would do. Let me go figure it out. Let me force my ego through it. I mean, that happens to us all the time. It takes a lot. This is where spiritual community comes in. Because hopefully, if I was doing that and I called one of you, you could say, but where's God in this? Where are the divine levels of consciousness in this? Have you prayed about it? Have you meditated about this? Have you left room for the divine to work around this? So here's one of the laws that Jesus spoke about in our 14-month study. Resist not evil. Remember that one? Or if you weren't here, resist not evil, you've heard of it. Meaning, give no attention, no part of you to whatever is not based in truth, what is not of God. Last month I talked about God's will, and I said there's only one thing that's true, and those are the things that are based on God. Everything else is an illusion. Everything else is an illusion. So let's say you're suffering from lack of funds or illness or heartache, what have you. How can we apply? Let's make it real. How can we apply this principle of resist not evil to successfully heal the situation as quickly as possible? Isn't that what we all want? We're in the thick of it. We want to be able to heal this. We want to resolve this as quickly as possible. So resisting the lack or the illness would be placing our attention on it. Getting into the ring with it at all is placing our attention on it. At a human level, volunteering our lower vibrational emotions like lack, fear, doubt, worry. People ask you, how you doing? And sometimes we like to wear it like a badge, right? Even in this movement, I'm broke. I'm so sick. Carry around a big box of tissues. That's the movement. Go to bed thinking, no one will ever love me. I never make enough money. And you become frightened, if you're anything like me, because you believe, I'll never heal. I'll never be able to heal this. I feel powerless against this. Now that, plus the heavy emotions start to bring about feelings. As the movie in your head starts to play, you see yourself homeless, friendless, dying a slow, miserable death. And you're 65 minutes in before it dawns on you that you have just used this principle of resist not evil to stamp further into your psyche and your body mind exactly what you do not want. You just built your house on sand. And as truth students, what do we know to be true? And how can we, in the 66th minute, because all is not lost, get ourselves right back on track? Well, if it's lack of funds, say, we have, take another principle that Jesus taught us through the mighty teaching of the sermon and elsewhere through the Bible in general. Whatever we ask for, believing we already have it, will be ours. Whatever we ask for, believing we already have it, will be ours. We gently move our thoughts away from these temporary conditions, right? No money in the bank, a diagnosis from a doctor, whatever, white coat, a lack of love, whatever it is, you make the commitment that no matter how many times it comes up, we gently and consistently move our mind to the truth. Where is the truth in the situation? I can't tell you what it is from here. You know what the truth is. You're a truth student, you know. The ultimate truth is, as children of God, we're made in the image and likeness of God. Spiritually speaking, we have at our disposal, all the elements, all the things of the kingdom of heaven. Not some, all of them, in great, great measure.